We talked about red blood cells and white blood cells. Now let's talk about platelets. They are the smallest cells in the blood, and they are actually fragments of larger cells. So larger cells will be fragmented into small pieces, and these are the platelets. And like other blood cells, they are made in the bone marrow, and their function is to release chemicals to make a blood clot when we cut ourselves. A blood clot is a solid mass of blood, so when we cut ourselves, in order for the bleeding to stop, a blood clot will form at the surface of the cut, and this is all initiated because platelets released chemicals for the body to know that we should make a blood clot here. So how does this happen? So let's look at this cut. This is a cut in a blood vessel. Here we have the red blood cells, and the small white circles are the platelets. Once we have a cut, the blood will start leaking out, we will start bleeding. So the platelets are going to release chemicals, and these chemicals are going to be responsible for the formation of the clot, which is the solid mass of blood. So how does this happen? In the blood, we have a soluble plasma protein called fibrinogen. Chemicals in platelets will cause it to turn into fibrin, which is an insoluble protein. So now fibrin cannot dissolve in the plasma. It is solid. It is going to form a network. Here we see that they look like threads. It's going to form a network across the wound in which red blood cells are trapped. So this is what creates the solid mass of blood that we find, for example, on our skin if we cut ourselves. And this is what we call a clot, which will prevent loss of blood and entry of pathogens. It's also important that we don't open our bloodstream to pathogens from the outside, and that is another danger besides bleeding. So the clot develops into a scab later on, which will protect the damaged tissue while the new skin grows. We can't wait for new skin to grow while our body is open to the outside and we keep bleeding, so we just need to protect the damaged tissue until the new skin will grow.